The Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of a growing standoff, with Iran holding significant control over one of the world's most critical energy routes. U.S. President Donald Trump's efforts to resolve the Hormuz crisis face a major challenge, as Iran refuses to step back from its position. The strategic waterway remains under the watch of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, after Tehran rejected claims of an Oman-backed agreement. Reports suggest Iran's leadership has directed that access through the Strait of Hormuz will not be restored without strict conditions being met. Even amid another pause in hostilities, tensions between Washington and Tehran remain high, as both sides keep their next moves closely guarded. Iran has rejected claims that any agreement has been reached to finally reopen the Strait of Hormuz, keeping the critical waterway shut. Tehran alleged that no deal has been finalized with the Trump administration regarding the reopening of Hormuz, despite reports of diplomatic efforts. Iranian state media Fars News cited sources close to Iran's leading negotiating team involved in talks with the United States. Iran has vowed to maintain control over the Strait of Hormuz until what it calls U.S. aggression against Tehran comes to a complete end. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy has further warned that vessels can only pass through a route approved by Iran, according to Fars News. Reports claim Supreme Leader Mojtaba has ordered the Hormuz lockdown to continue, with no immediate move to lift restrictions. An Iran military official said, and I quote, "There is no agreement regarding the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, and the news published in this context is false. As long as the hostile actions of the United States continue, the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed, and passage of vessels will only be possible through the declared route and with the approval of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy." End quote. Israeli media had earlier reported that Iran agreed to a U.S. Qatar-backed deal to divide control of the strategic Hormuz waterway. Iran has rejected those claims as false, insisting that no agreement has been reached over the future of the strait. Channel 12 reported that Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi had agreed to an Oman-mediated arrangement regarding Hormuz. Under the reported deal, vessels would enter through Iranian waters and exit using routes controlled by Oman. Israeli reports also claimed that Oman had accepted the proposed arrangement for shared control of the key shipping route. The latest developments come as President Donald Trump says the United States will hold off on any fresh attacks against Iran for now. Donald Trump could consider a large-scale military strike to pressure Iran into changing course, according to former U.S. envoy Richard Schmeier in comments to Al Jazeera. Schmeier said Washington may choose to escalate military action in an effort to deter further Iranian moves across the region. He also warned that any further escalation by the United States could trigger retaliatory Iranian strikes across the Gulf. An Iranian political activist claimed Tehran was preparing retaliatory strikes if its energy facilities came under attack. Ali Golaki said Iran could respond by targeting critical infrastructure across the region as well as inside Israel. Earlier, IRGC-affiliated Fast News had identified regional energy facilities among potential targets in the event of further conflict. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi held separate talks with Pakistan's army chief and Turkey's foreign minister on August 2nd. Araghchi warned against any new U.S. military attack, saying Iran would respond decisively to further aggression. Former Foreign Minister Mojtaba Mottaki said any negotiations with foreign powers required approval from Mojtaba Khamenei. Mottaki added that Iranian negotiators had also sought authorization from the late Ali Khamenei before entering major talks. Iran warned Arab states against allowing the United States or Israel to use their territory for military operations against Tehran. Tehran said it would target any location used to launch attacks or military operations against the Islamic Republic. Iran's foreign ministry said the country's armed forces would continue defensive operations at full readiness. The ministry said Iran remained committed to defending its sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national security against any threat.